Pozsgay's DC deck list, and we'll actually just know all the changes.
Most of that looks the same though from before. Like that seems pretty familiar.
Yeah, I mean it looks pretty close. So for those of you just joining us, I'm Gavin Verhey, joined here by Big Head Joe. We're about to watch an awesome round 7 feature match between Michael Pozsgay on the left, Gerry Thompson on the right. Pozsgay is playing his Enchantress deck. Took a bus and a train to get here. He wasn't here yesterday, but he got his deck together. He's playing Enchantress at X01. Took a draw against Dredge after he got Aura Thief, of all things.
It happens.
The player Dread returned Aura Thief, sacrificed it to Cabal Therapy, and stole all Pozsgay's enchantments. So Pozsgay, no stranger to this deck, just coming off a top 8 with it in DC. Gerry Thompson, on the other hand, playing Team America. He hasn't played a ton of this deck, but he made some changes. He added Dark Confidants, added Terravores, cut Tombstalker, cut Stifle, has some main deck Jaces. And I'm excited to see both these decks play out. It should be a really interesting matchup. Enchantress versus like Team America, kind of.
Yeah, it seems like the only thing Pozsgay cut since DC was his beard. That was a good one. I couldn't help it.
It actually was pretty good.
That's a freebie, guys.
So I'm looking at Pozsgay's deck list right now, and I'm pulling up his DC deck list to see what changes he made.
Yeah, we're just curious if he changed, if Blood Moon was in there before or not.
I don't think it was.
I don't remember seeing it, but it's a one of, so we could have missed it.
There's one Blood Moon in his deck before. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so it was still there. It's basically the exact 75 he was running before.
Looking at the list, let's see. Same number of Chromoxin.
City of Solitude isn't there anymore.
City of Solitude was cut.
Yeah, so he cut City of Solitude.
Still has one Light and Tutor to replenish. Words of War, Utopia Sprawl, Sterling Grove. Yeah, I don't see. I'm not sure exactly what he cut the city for. I think it might have been
2 solitary, 1 sigil. The Runed Halos. So there was 2. Okay.
Were there? How many lands were there before?
He may have added a land.
He may have added a land. Anyway, the deck is very close to the one he played. Just slightly off.
2 replenish. Yeah, it looks almost identical. Okay, yep. Yep, got it. These guys are getting ready to rock here. I believe it's a mulligan there from Pozsgay. Gerry's got his hand sitting there and seems okay with it.
What are you at?
See how many he winds up picking up. All the way to 5? Ooh, that's brutal. That's a mulligan to 5 there by Michael Pozsgay. And met by a turn 1 Thoughtseize. That could be pretty brutal there. He's going to take the Elephant Grass. I think it's looking like he wants to. Takes the Elephant Grass. Leaves Michael Pozsgay with 5 cards on the draw. It's pretty rough after this turn 1 draw. So now he's going to play a Windswept Heath. And plays a basic Forest. Seemingly in anticipation of Stifle, although...
No, that's a fair
or no, not Stifle, in anticipation of Wasteland. So that seems like it would make sense. And Inquisition. Jeez Louise. Just tearing apart Pozsgay's hand here. Now he's going to ponder. Gerry sees a Terravore. And it looks like another ponder, but I can barely see the other cards. There's a daze there.
I feel like I could qualify this hand.
Play Polluted Delta and pass on back. Pozsgay's going to just draw off that land. He needs more cards. So he did get an Enlightened Tutor, so he's got a bit of a toolbox going on here. Wild Growth on his Forest. It's a play I used to make back in 1995 when I played mono green. I know Rashad can respect that. There's another ponder from Gerry. He's going to shuffle that away. No, sir. I don't like it. Both of these players here, obviously, no stranger to the feature match area. There's a Dark Confidant. Probably the first thing Pozsgay's seen of Gerry's that seems a little out of place, maybe besides the Inquisition. Pozsgay draws Words of War. And Pozsgay's going to play a Sterling Grove. You want these back?
No.
Yeah, Gerry's on Team America, and Pozsgay is playing Enchantress.
But you already knew that.
Oh, cool. Awesome. Great. Great. Awesome. Thanks. So we got the archetype list here. I'll read those down in between games. But right now we've got a match going on. So Harrison Greenberg's going to join us for a minute here. I'm going to run off for a second. Yep.
Took a quick second off, and now Joe's taking the same kind of quick second off, and we're joined by Harrison Greenberg here in the booth.
Hey, everybody.
You've been our coverage runner for today, but you're a quite capable player yourself.
Just decided not to play Legacy today. Did the early draft challenge and decided to help out and be a coverage runner.
Yeah, it's great to have you on the team. So let's see. Pozsgay's got a Forest Enchanted with Wild Growth over there and a Chromox.
Is that revealed or in play?
The Chromox?
Yeah.
I believe it's in play.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in play. 2 Dark Confidants on Gerry's side, and those Confidants working wonders for him. He cut a bunch of cards out of Team America to fit those Confidants in, and he says they've been just wonderful for him all day. And here comes the Elephant Grass for Pozsgay.
It's going to be really good against those Confidants, slow down the clock.
Yeah, like, not only will it slow down the clock, but it'll just buy the time Pozsgay needs. Gerry takes 6. He has no tops in his deck, so double Confidant's is a little risky, but
Not against this deck. Although, it's looking like he might try and just kill him with his own Dark Confidants in this game.
let's see.
A makeshift top.
All right, 2 cards go back on top. And all right, Pozsgay pays the cumulative upkeep on Elephant Grass. Sweet, thank you. Harrison has all the archetypes for the top 14 players, all the people who are in contention for this tournament, making top 8. Alex Bertoncini and Chris Elrod are locks at 18 points, and let's see, Gerry brainstorms with his Jace here, are both locks at 18 points with Merfolk and this really interesting green-white deck, Natural Order, Mangara of Koronor, Green Sun Zenith, kind of like 3 decks jammed into one, and it's working out really well. 3rd place, Michael Pozsgay, who's on the screen right now, playing Enchantress. 4th place, Gerry Thompson, playing Team America, but his variation on it. Edgar Flores, Team America in 5th. James Lance with Ant in 6th. AJ Soccer in 7th with Natural Order Band. Austin Beatty in 8th with Zoo. Adam Kai in 9th with the Lands deck. Sang Jung in 10th with Junk. Blake McCracken in 11th with Affinity. Zach X with Dredge in 12th. Scott Barentine with Merfolk in 13th. And Casey Steiner with Zoo in 14th. So a wide variety of decks, very diverse.
I also saw that Affinity deck was a little bit strange. Looked like it was playing a Tezzeret. It was playing some Tezzerets in there.
Ah, very cool.
And tried that out instead of just the basic beatdown version.
Well, we'll see if he wins. We'll see if we can see a little more from
Yeah.
him. In the meantime, Gerry Thompson's deployed two sets of Tarmogoyfs, a set of Tarmogoyfs, 2 total Tarmogoyfs, adding to his clock. Right now, I think Michael Pozsgay's main hope is that Gerry's going to kill himself with those Dark Confidants. Fortunately, that Jace is making sure that doesn't happen. All right, so can't pay for his Elfin Grass, or rather opts not to pay for his Elfin Grass.
Please report to the drafting area.
Puts a dice on Gerry's Tarmogoyf.
Top 8 players in the second draft open. Please report for your draft.
This game looks like it might be drawn to a close if Pozsgay can't do something really soon.
Yeah, I mean, Pozsgay is so light on lands here. I unfortunately wasn't here for the start of the game,
Neither was
but judging by the graveyard, I imagine that some wastelanding occurred.
I don't actually believe that Pozsgay plays too many non-basics.
Let's
Other
see.
than just Savannahs, right?
Well, he's got Sarah's Sanctum, Taiga, Savannah,
And Caracas.
Caracas, and Horizon Canopy. 6 basic lands, which he might have fetched up early.
Yeah. Usually, from watching him play, he usually likes to go for the basic lands first.
Right. Especially because it looks like this deck doesn't have that many lands in it. 4, 5,
Yeah.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 17. Yeah, there's only 20 lands in all of Pozsgay's deck.
He's
So,
putting something on top of his deck.
what's that?
He's putting something on top of his deck now.
Alright, so casting Lighten Tutor. He's looking at Solitary Confinement as a way to buy a little bit of time, but I don't know what that's going to do for him.
Actually, it'll force Gerry to find a way to deal with it and/or keep him off the Dark Confidants.
Mike Pozsgay has no good way to.
The best way to kill him is
It's
using
Dark
Gerry's
Confidants.
Dark Confidants,
Agreed.
so this will give him about 5 or 6 turns, I think.
It was looking like a good plan until he's had that Jace. So I think Mike Pozsgay just concedes there. Yeah, I realize there's nothing that he could have done, because while the Confidants alone would have been enough to kill Gerry, combined with Jace, it's just not going to do anything. He's going to put zeros on top of his deck or ones on top of his deck, and
in 7 turns, he might feasibly run out.
It's true.
Unless he has 2 lands, in which case he can just cycle through
Right,
the 2 lands.
right.
Yeah.
He can brainstorm every turn, putting 2 lands on top of his deck. So as long as he has 2 lands, he's fine. Plus, eventually he's going to find a removal spell for his Confidants. And yeah, that's it.
Okay, I'm signing out, guys.
All right. Thank you very much for stepping in, Harrison Greenberg. We're joined once again by Big Head Joe.
Cameo appearance there by the Greenberg.
So yeah, Gerry takes game 1 short order. As you saw, Mike Pozsgay, not a lot of lands in that first game.
Yeah, pretty landlight. I mean, he had to sack it. I mean, he got so disrupted by the early discard spells from Gerry that he had to just sack his Horizon Canopy just to get a card, and did not go so well apparently for Michael Pozsgay.
Yeah, I mean that's what the deck's really good at doing. But I mean that's what Gerry's deck's really good at doing, and for Pozsgay that was pretty rough.
Yeah, definitely.
Attention Magic players, I'm looking for Andy Ewan. Andy Ewan, your open draft is waiting for you. Andy Ewan, to the draft open area, please.
Please report to the Department of Redundancy Department for your open draft.
What do you think, or perhaps the gruesome encore department for your draft, open draft? So what do you think? Who do you think is advantage in this matchup?
Well, I mean, when Gerry took game 1, I mean, it really seems like all this disruption here is just bad for Pozsgay. Last time we saw this deck was right around when Team America started to really make it started to break out, I guess, in our Open series. And also, one of the first times I'd seen the deck was at the Open. I really liked it. I mean, it just seems like him to Turok's pretty brutal. Obviously, like having the counter magic, to counter key spells, so you can just keep beating him with his guys. Getting rid of like the early. He has the ability to get rid of like early elephant grass and stuff like that. Honestly, I think Gerry probably has an advantage, but I could be wrong. He's got some choke? Isn't that like destroy all islands or something like that? Or
Islands
what does it
don't
do?
untap.
Islands don't
It's an
untap.
enchantment.
Yeah,
G2 islands don't untap.
That's pretty brutal. So
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the key for this matchup is going to be how much disruption Gerry draws.
right. Well, of course.
I think if Gerry has more disruption than normal Team America. He has Thoughtseize and Inquisition from Kozilek, in addition to 4 Hymn Turax. Granted, he only has 3 days, but the discard spells are really what's key here, I feel. And I feel the more disruption he draws, like, the less Pozsgay will be able to assemble anything resembling a plan. But if he has a disruption-like draw, Pozsgay, has something decent going on, gets an Enchantress down and starts drawing cards, I think it's going to be rough for Gerry.
Yeah. I mean, if he can't stop his plan, I mean, if Gerry can't disrupt Pozsgay's plan, I mean, Pozsgay's set up to just lock down, beat down decks, and
Well, I mean, not just that, just Pozsgay just has such a good endgame. Like, basically, the way Gerry's the beatdown deck in this matchup, he has to stop Pozsgay from doing what he's doing in the first couple turns.
Right.
Or Pozsgay's going to overwhelm him on board presence and card advantage. And Gerry has a couple Croson grips, but he doesn't really have any good way to disrupt what Pozsgay's doing aside from that. I mean, he's going to bring in Maelstrom Pulse and Croson Grip, both reasonable cards.
Sure.
Alongside Spell Pierce. And probably cut and go for the throats. And maybe just some. I'm not sure what his other cut is. Let's see. How many 2s does he have for Spell Centers? He's got the Enchantresses. I think you have to leave him in just for Enchantress alone. Yeah, and Sterling Grove. So I'm not totally sure what Gerry took out, but I think we definitely Maelstrom Pulse, Croson Grip, Spell Pierce in. So that's 6 cards before Go for the Throats and 2 other cards.
I didn't even. I've been seeing so many Spell Pierces today. I didn't even realize that was Spell Snare on Gerry's list. You know what I mean? I just kind of read it as Spell Pierce right away.
Yeah, Spell
But
Snare
yeah,
is
Spell
excellent.
Snare.
So and we're off to the races. So Pozsgay opens with the Turn 1 Wild Growth, the accelerant that deck wants to see is start casting some of its expensive enchantments. For those of you who don't know how the Enchantress deck works, because it's not exactly a common deck to see, basically you build up on enchantments early, and then going into the late game, you can do things like have our Growthy Enchantress, which you draw a card every time you play an enchantment. So basically, you're never run out of cards. Your deck is all enchantments and lands, and except for a Growthy Enchantress, pretty much. You have Replenish, which returns all your enchantments back to the battlefield. You can all your enchantments do crazy things that can basically lock your opponent out from doing anything attacking you, dealing damage to you. You can get under solitary confinement, your opponent can't do anything anymore. Sarah's Sanctum is a land. It's the white Tolarian Academy. You get 1 white for every enchantment you control.
With Gerry not running the Tombstalkers, Moat is huge in this match.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean,
Huge.
Gerry can still pulse or grip it, but
Sure.
Moat is still definitely large. And Gerry has Confidant there, but no Thoughtseize, no him. So Pozsgay's going to get another turn doing what he wants to do. And there's a choke from Pozsgay. But Gerry has a Daze.
Well, yeah, that's one way to
Yeah,
deal
that
with
choke would have been absolutely brutal.
That would have
And he
been,
plays
yeah.
this post-combat land. What a blowout. If Pozsgay played the land first, he could have paid for the Daze and really, really crushed Gerry's mana base.
That's really tough.
But he chose not to. So that looks like a minor misplay by Pozsgay. Like, it just wasn't playing around Daze.
You gotta respect it. It's a real card in this format.
Absolutely, and one that Team America decks often run.
Yeah.
So here comes our Enchantress by Pozsgay, looking to load back up on cards. And there's another Enchantress, so double Enchantress. Michael Pozsgay can start loading back up on cards now, but if Gerry has a way to strip Mike's last 2 cards, he's going to be looking to the top of his deck for an answer. Looks like these 2 cards are Words of War, and I can't quite make out the other one. Yep, and there's a hymn. Serves in with Tarmogoyf and Dark Confidant, and yeah,
that was a rough.
Getting that Daze.
Yeah, just really rough.
That reminds me of like when Osip Lobodovich was playing for top 8, or I think maybe top 16, top 8 of Approach or something like that, and like you just like confidently slammed. I think it was Chameleon Colossus on the table. He thought he had it, and his opponent just man leaks it, and then Osip plays his 3rd land afterward. It wasn't Colossus. It was like a blue control me or something. Fairies. I don't remember exactly the situation, but the important part is he just didn't play the land first, and That really burned him. So, oh, didn't Gerry Maelstrom pulses Michael Pozsgay's 2 wild growths away?
Oh my goodness.
So yeah,
Draft, you have to finish scorekeeping the legacy of
so Sarah Stank came off the top for Pozsgay, but I don't think that's going to be enough. Looks like those enchantresses are going on blocking duty. And that's a Croson Grip, F&M, from Gerry Thompson. Nice looking Croson Grip there.
Yeah, it's a pretty spicy Croson Grip.
So now Enchantress has to block Tarmogoyf this turn. He's going to take the 2 from Dark Confidant. Yeah, that's exactly what he does. And I don't know, Pozsgay's got to draw really well off the Enchantress to find a way out of this one. Another Tarmogoyf from Gerry. Looking for Moat. It's a land. Oh, it's a Ruined Halo is that last card. Okay, so he goes Ruined Halo for Tarmogoyf, but Gerry has the Croson Grip. And 2 really quick games.
Man.
Lightning fast.
Wow.
Gerry defeats Michael Pozsgay. So Gerry able to